what's the word? Cunt.
I love Outside Lands, and I just want to share my perspective as a photographer these last 3 years going to Outside Lands. My first year, actually, pause. Outside Lands is like a mini village. Honestly, I walked, I want to say 20,000 steps. Let's see. So you can literally see those bars, those 3 bars on the far left, Those are Outside Lands. I don't know what this random day on August 16th was. What was I doing August 16th? Hold on. Oh, I was on a date. It did not pan out. On August 8th, I walked 14,000 steps. On August 9th, I walked 21,000 steps. And on August 10th, I walked 19,000 steps. I was so close to 20,000. That's kind of irritating. But there's so much to see and do. City Hall started doing, you could renew your vows or get married Outside Lands, which is so cool. And there's this little plot of land that's tucked away between City Hall and the main stage. That's kind of like a fairy village. There was one year, I think I saw a clip from it, where there were just people dressed as fairies and they were like blowing bubbles and it was so cute. It was so magical. My first Outside Lands was honestly the best experience I could have had. I had the God tier pass or the Bison pass or the artist pass. Actually. Oh, my microphone disconnected. It turned off. We're going rogue. We're going rogue. We're going without the mic. I'm so sorry if the audio quality is bad now. Was there to photograph the Jungle Giants, and they're so fun. They're such a cute band, and the people in the band are really sweet and really nice. And it was honestly the best first major festival shooting experience that I've had. And I've shot a couple festivals before that, and I've shot a couple festivals since then. And I can't thank Maddie, the person that got me in contact with the Jungle Giants team. I can't thank her enough. I can't thank the Jungle Giants team enough for that. It was such a great time, and I got to photograph them the last day of Outside Lands, so Sunday. So I didn't get to experience the whole weekend, but that was Megan Thee Stallion weekend, so it didn't matter. I got to see her. Great. Lovely. I think Victoria Monet also played that day, and she was stellar. Just all around, great time, great experience. With a media pass, you don't get photo pit access, but you are able to bring in your camera and your gear. You just have to like fight your way into the crowd. And as someone who like worked or shot clubs and worked their way up, like I know that experience. I know like how to do that. Basically, that's how I got started. That's how I built my portfolio. So it was fine. Honestly, I got the shots that I wanted. Actually, no, I was nervous. I mostly did interviews and portraits because I was too nervous to shoot from the crowd. I don't know why. I think that year I was mostly like, I'm just here to do interviews and that's it. But I did get a lot of really cool interviews and I met some really cool artists. And the coverage that I got, I loved it. And I really did like that article that I wrote, the end of year article, or end of festival article that I wrote. This last year was my favorite year. I went hard. I brought my gear. I brought my film camera, which I didn't bring out or didn't take a lot of photos with, but I'll show the photos here. I shot the crowd for a lot of my favorite artists. I had my 7200 and I had to crop the shit out of a lot of crowd photos. I really tested the quality of my camera and it worked out. It worked out really well. The photos that I got are some of my favorite festival photos. Like Paco Amoroso and Catriel. They were the artists that I really wanted to see. I like saw their Tiny Desk, I think at the end of 2024 or beginning of 2025. I don't remember. And I was like, I need to see these artists. They're so cool. I love their discography. And then when it was announced that they were going to be on the Outside Lands lineup, I was like, okay, I need to be there. Like, I need to be there for them. I need to be there for Doechii. I need to be there for so many artists. And when I got the notification that I got the media pass, I was like, let's go. I made sure that I was finna be in the pit, you know? And I got there. I did have to step out a little bit to do portraits of an artist, but then I got right back in. I got those final shots that I adore. It was so good. And then I got to move forward even more for Rebecca Black. And it was so cool with Rebecca Black and with Doechii, because with Rebecca Black, I saw her at Rickshaw 4 years ago. And Rickshaw, some of you might know, is like a 200 capacity venue. It's a cute venue, but it's very small. And the stage, like her setup, she barely had enough room to dance. It was that small. 5 months prior to her Outside Lands set, I saw her at the Independent, which is like a 500 capacity venue. And it was just her and her DJ. And she was just shaking ass and she was doing her shit. And they both made the stages feel bigger than they were. And to see them grow as quickly as they did, especially Doechii, perform right before her Grammy win and her blow up, and then go on that Outside Land stage and absolutely kill it. And I have to say, having her play before Doja Cat, it kind of made Doja Cat's set feel barren. I'm just gonna say it. Because Doechii, she had so much going on. And she crammed so much into her short set. Her artistic genius was crammed into like a 45, 30-minute set, however long it was. Same with Rebecca. Like, the budget was budgeting. Like, she did so much in what little time she was given. And I admire those artists a lot. And you could hear it in my voice. I've been in the photographing industry for a while, professionally since 2019, and I really admire those women, and I love what they're doing, and I was so happy to have been able to photograph them. This year's Outside Lands, I'm really excited for. There's so many artists on that roster where I'm just like, if I'm not there, what's the point, man? I'm just gonna be sulking. I'm just gonna be here like, I just want to also say, from a photographer's perspective of Outside Lands, because it is a different perspective than just attending as a concert lover, because you're running around, you're taking all these photos, you go to your media pit, or your press room, you do interviews with artists, with the people that are attending these festivals admire. It's surreal, you know? Like, I admire the Outside Lands production team. I admire everything about Outside Lands, because it's not like other festivals. Because I go to a lot of festivals, and the ones that I go to time and time again, I go to them because it's not just about the music. There's always something to see and do. I love Outside Lands because some people don't go for the music. Some people go for the food or for the local vendors or to see the art. People go for the community, the camaraderie. I love that I go alone, but I'm not really alone. Like, my friends are working behind the scenes in production. My other friends are photographing and interviewing artists. I have friends in VIP. I have friends over there, and then we somehow come together during a set or some random time during the festival, and we're just like, oh my god, hi! And then we split off. It's like stuff like that, you know? And then when you are at the set, lost in the music, standing by yourself, you're not by yourself, you're with other music lovers. And there have been times where I'm like in the pit, like camera down, enjoying the music, and I make a friend next to me, or, you know, there's like the community aspect is there. And I'll also say to bring a jacket. I do not care how cute your outfit is. Bring a jacket. It's right next to Ocean Beach. I feel so bad for Victoria Monet still. It's been 3 years. She was in such a cute outfit, but the mist from Ocean Beach was coming through, and I could see her shivering on stage. And please bring a jacket. there have been times where we've gotten lucky where the sun's shining and it's hot for like 2 seconds, and then the clouds come through again, and then it's cold again, and it feels like normal San Francisco. So if you're coming from outside of San Francisco, please, for the love of God, wear sneakers. Do not wear flip-flops. Bring a sweater or a fur coat. Bring something that'll keep you warm. And have fun. Have so much fun. Because this festival really is what you make of it. And man, I love it. I could go on and on. Were there any downsides? Of course. There's always downsides with festivals. It gets muddy. That's why I said don't wear flip-flops. Bring sneakers. It gets cold, but still bring sunscreen or a hat and sunglasses. Stay hydrated. Bring an empty water bottle because there are refill stations everywhere, which is nice. Don't bring cash. It's a cashless area. There are some cool freebies. There are really cool freebies. I feel like the freebies were better 2 years ago. Last year, I didn't get any good freebies. Gap had an activation that I walked by, but I wasn't really into it. Oh, wait, there were bouquets. That was the freebie. Yes, there's little dried bouquets that you could wear as little lapels. I think that was the word. But you have to get there, get to the festival early. First of all, to see the openers. I mean, not openers, but like the first acts. Because you never know when they're going to blow up. But also, to get the good stuff early. Because those little dried flowers go fast, and they were so cute. It was such a cute idea. If you could get the shuttle pass, I'd recommend it. It was really nice because last year it came with my media pass, and it was so convenient because it took off from Bill Graham Civic to the festival grounds, and then I could take it from the festival grounds back to Bill Graham Civic, so I didn't have to deal with the bus. And the bus can get real bad right after the festival. Not real bad in the sense that everyone's trying to get on the bus. So you're packed like a sardine. You're tired. You're sweaty. Some of you are drunk. And the last thing you want to be is crammed on the 5. So I'd recommend splurging on a shuttle. It's air conditioned. It's cushioned. There's charger ports. It's quiet. It was so nice because heading there, everyone was like chatty, like really excited. And then after the festival, everyone's like quiet, like on their phones, disassociating, like, do not talk to me. I am so exhausted. And it was really nice. If you have any questions about applying for a media pass to any festival, honestly, let me know, because I'd be happy to let you know. I'm also planning on doing a video about starting a publication. I did a blog post about it a couple years ago, and I'll link that as well in the description. But I can do a more in-depth video because I feel like it's long overdue. And there was a huge boom during lockdown of people making publications, of course, because that's all we could do. And since then, it's kind of waned down. But I would love to give a perspective as someone who's had an online and now print, hooray, print magazine since 2019. So it'll be 7 years. Sorry. I'm like 7 years. Jesus Christ. It'll be 7 years in November. But having that perspective of someone who has kept a magazine going for 7 years. Because I know a lot of the magazines that I tried to keep in contact with during the initial startup have stopped over the years for understandable reasons. You know, life gets in the way. So I'd love to give my perspective on that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.